Recording in progress. Okay, so I received in the mail a package, and then inside there were several envelopes, and each one gave instructions or information about what was inside. So I have the 3D printed cones, which look like this. I have 4 of these. And then also in this were these mini cones, 4 of these. And then a little paper cone made by E. Inslee, which I think is very tiny. Okay, so that was in one. And then in this sheet of paper were all of these photographs, a series of photographs.
I think
Photographs.
the photographs were in the like folded in, and then I had snuck that in and like in one of the pouches of the sleeve.
Yes, that was from this package. And then there were 46 photos. And the contributors are Samantha Chappelle, Caleb Ostrov, Natalia Espino, Heidi S. Parker, and you and Tim, and also Eamon Abel. I wanted to show how this was packaged. So there was this envelope, and inside of this envelope was this cone, which I had the instructions on how to assemble. So there's this piece of cardboard, and then on top of it goes a piece of orange felt. And then on top of that is this cylinder. Sorry, I had a fuzz on it. And then just goes like that. Okay. Because if I do this, there. And then also in the package was folded all the way down is cone with a sticker on the bottom. Which goes like that. Okay, so I think what I would like to do is begin by asking you just very generally to say anything about what you sent me or why cones.
I love that you're sitting behind the. I joked about having this one right here, so I feel like I should sit behind too. I feel like.
I won't have it. Well, it's kind of nice in front of my face.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like to collect things, and I often I think focus on one thing at a time sometimes, or like many things, but one thing comes to me and I keep thinking about it. So cones have become this thing that I been really interested in. Um, and so I love the chance to be able to think about it as a collection because it's just been this thing where a grouping of things that have just been around me, and like as things I've made or things I've collected, like these or been given, like the collapsible cone was a gift. The 3D printed cones were gifts, and that the teeniest, smallest cone in the world was also a gift. Uh, and then a lot of the photos have become gifts in a way. So I really loved being able to share back out these things. So like, try to be coherent. So this idea of like trying to figure out why I'm collecting is one of the reasons why I love that. Like I wanted to be able to send it to you, because this thing that's fixation, I guess, for a while. And I'm still trying to figure out why it's cones. But I really like them as this thing that is supposed to show area of work or something that's in progress. But it also holds on to a lot of other things as a cone itself. Like, on the surface, it's just a traffic cone. But metaphorically, it can become these things that I've been kind of trying to figure out myself, like what it means to be in places of work all the time or being in progress, or even like how a cone can not just show work but show neglect, or like the idea of it being. I read this thing about safety orange being a highly coded color. Um, but really it also in its coding hides a lot of the neglect in systemic issues. So like it's a simple object, but I love how it can hold on to these really, really, really big things. And it's about pattern because it's pattern recognition. And I love patterns. And so I think I'm just still trying to like it by collecting and making a large collection of cones. Um it's kind of I'm trying to get critical mass so I finally understand it.
Yeah,
Or maybe not even understand it, but keep playing with the idea of what they could be. Um,
yeah,
yeah, and I think also I wanted to share the collection too because um, I started taking photos of traffic cones, I think in 2017. So I have a lot.
yeah,
And then maybe 3 years ago, I started in one class because I had to miss a class I was teaching. I asked people to tell me that they made it to class only by sending me a photo of a cone, and as their marker of presence. And it was kind of this accident, but I really was like trying to see how much I could ask my students without them asking me back why or making them ask back why. Um, and so then that became this thing where other people started giving me cones, and like I'd take a photo and people like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm taking a photo of a cone. And so then other people be like, well, I saw this cone and sent it to me. So that's how people are part of the collection of the photos in there.
yeah,
Because now I feel like I have these people who are looking out for cones for me, and sending me these photos, of these kind of situations of cones. Um,
right,
so yeah, that's kind of where things are.
right.
So
Yeah,
it feels like this slightly serious thing through an unserious object.
but I never thought much into why.
Yeah.
Just sort of did it, and that was nice too because there's a certain amount of when I was looking through all the things you sent me that it just felt like the why didn't matter so much is that it just became this kind of interesting grouping of things, and you
Yeah.
start to think through, and I guess what you were pointing to earlier, maybe in a simplistic, but not simplistic, like more philosophical way, what is a cone? And then from there, all these other questions emerge. Like,
Yeah. And I think too, it's like this idea of like I like these objects or these things that are in and around us that we aren't supposed to pay attention to, but this traffic cone is bright orange. So it's like this thing that is just around us, and so it's like calling for attention, but also making us. And it's so all a lot of times just like there that it doesn't really mean to call attention.
mhm,
So I like this kind of thing that reminds me to keep looking for things, but also like I like how you just said like it helps it. Other people are really interested in just like being, oh, like there's a an itch to take a photo because like because you want to share it with me, which is awesome.
well, the I wondered, I guess what I wondered, or one question I had was, did you explicitly ask any of these other people to send you these photos, or they just did it?
Yeah, totally. Because the people have seen me taking photos or know of my obsession with photos or have seen like on Instagram where I'll post a photo of a cone for the day.
Mm,
Um, or have been with me while I've been walking um and taking a photo.
mm. I
Yeah.
like how it just happened like that too, and you're not specifically demanding people to do it, but also you're not saying, like, you're recognizing in the everydayness of the object that you're thinking about that it doesn't belong to you, and that all these people have a relationship to it too. And
Mm,
they show up differently in different places. Like, if as you look through the photos, you can tell some people are in different countries. Like, I don't know, maybe Samantha sent you one from Japan, or someone sent you something from different cities. And it's interesting because it starts to feel, I don't know, just, yeah, more of a symbol, more of like, have symbolic meaning that's beyond ownership. Like, you, just you.
yeah.
Makes sense. Do you, is that part of what is appealing to you, or are you sort of just sort of thinking about it, not?
No, I think I really like it too. Like this idea of sharing in something um is really interesting to me. And I love this idea, what you just said, that it's an object that everyone has some sort of relationship to. Um and I love that too because of the like especially the photos, you know, everyone's framed the photo a very specific way. Um when they try to take a photo of it. Like and like I can tell you like kind of if you go through, I could tell you like where those locations are. But
Mhm.
also like I love that someone like Caleb took a photo of one underwater in San Antonio.
Oh,
Like it just
but that,
like
I was gonna ask where that one was from. Yeah.
yeah. So it's just like before, like I just like this idea that other people are just happening upon cones or remembering or just suddenly like looking for them now. In a way that I it's an intentional thing for me now because I've done it so many times that I just kind of am on the lookout. Um, and I think it also too, if you think like how you said earlier, this idea of like it being this simple object that's a philosophical object. I can't not think about my current situation of being in school and writing about art school and thinking about what it means to be in art and
Mhm,
sharing art making in art learning spaces. And I think I like that too, where if I go into a classroom, I don't own the classroom. I'm in a space where I'm sharing it with other people.
mhm.
Um, so yeah, that one,
Which
I don't,
one?
yeah, that one with one of the cars from New York.
Okay. Yeah. What boat is that? Do you know?
That's a Toronto Island Ferry.
Okay. Did you take that one?
Yeah,
Oh, I took this one, so I know where that is.
you took that one?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I have to. I do kind of like that.
Uh-huh.
That so I must have. I thought Natalia sent that one to me because she sent me one like that too. So
Okay.
you sent me that one. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's in, this is where, like, I used, how do I do it?
Yes, I can
That's
see
the
it.
Chinatown sign from Vancouver.
Yes.
So it's
Okay.
like near where I used to live. I think I was walking my dog when I saw it. um, yeah, I loved looking through these and trying to guess like where they were from, or if like the cone changed. Why? Oh, I
Yeah.
pulled this one out because I was like, green cone.
Yeah.
Where's this?
I think
Yeah.
That one's on campus, at University of Illinois, and I walk past it all the time.
Oh,
And part of it too is that my neighborhood since I've moved there, it's very residential, but it's been under construction a lot. First they took up all the pavers on the street and redid the whole street, so there's lots of cones and everything and fencing. And then the school, I live next to a school, and they tore the whole school down. And then so there was lots of construction, lots of cones, and then
yeah.
put a new school up. And now there's just cones perpetually outside of the school because of the way they do school drop off and pickup. And then there's a parking lot, so they actually have cones in front of the parking lot to make sure that no one who's supposed to not go in there doesn't go in. So I walk by these cones like on a daily basis and have like almost a relationship with them because I'm like I can like it's just like an everyday type of thing. It's part of my environment. Yeah.
Mm,
And I think there's some photos in there where with Eamon, my 8-year-old,
yeah.
they we go to school every day, and part of our routine oftentimes is to walk through the cones, and he
Yeah.
often like there's a couple, I think a photo of him jumping through the cone, like the pair of cones. So yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, that's Eamon.
Yeah, I figured. I like this one. His alien, or their alien,
Yeah, they're alien crocs.
their alien clock. Yeah, so
But
cool.
that's right. That's in my neighborhood, and so those are the cones I walk by every day. Um, and they're that and so that's the same photo, so same place. So sometimes these photos are in the same place. Most of the time they're not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so fun. I like this one a lot too.
yeah, I do too.
This is the one in San Antonio.
Yes. It's also nice because these have all been digital images for me. So they've been living in a collection of just photos on my phone or on, shared online. So it was really nice to be able to print them out
Sorry.
for this project.
Yeah,
Um, and I wanted to put them on paper that was nice. So it was nice to print them out on like a matte, soft
yeah,
paper.
yeah. I liked that. Did you print them at school or did you take them somewhere?
Yeah, no, I printed them off the large scale printer at school and then chopped them down.
They look good. It'd be nice if they were in a little book.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's some photos, or I don't know if there's another photo where I've been really interested in making these kind of camouflage cones where they're not really cones, but they're kind of these stand-ins. So that one right there is one where it's just a metallic.
Well, I was gonna ask you about that. Did you made the one in the middle then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. I like the shadows too. I had that one. I had placed a few of my favorites. Not to say play favorite, but like I placed a few that I thought visually looked really good together.
Yeah.
Kind of in the desk drawer, and that was one of them. I guess I could not totally take them in order. That was one of them up in the corner, and then this one, which also I guess has something similar to this felt cone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is that what it is? Did you make the little
Oh, that's actually a cone on top of that. That's
oh,
And a
okay,
lot, and that's really what's also so nice is that these cones have been placed, and other than the ones where I intervene, like putting a one that I've made,
yeah,
or Eamon sitting under both on top, there's just no changing of what's actually there.
yeah. Hold on. I just need to move this a little bit. Um,
Well, yeah,
okay.
but that photo there is that one's an arrangement because it's I actually had a chance to put stuff in a gallery and I couldn't resist. putting all three of those things together in front of some like under construction signage behind it.
Right. Which one?
The photo that's facing up right now.
This one.
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry. I see a lot. So I was like, which one do you see? Um, so this one you had in the gallery or in the link? In the link?
Yes. Yes. So it was a chance to be able to put like that yellow one that's a little small felt one, and then I think it's
It
the
looks.
collapsible one, and then it's this one.
Oh, okay. So I can.
Oh, and yeah, yeah,
This one,
that's amazing.
this one, and, and this one.
Yeah.
um, okay. So I'm going to show the other ones that I didn't show. So I also really like this one, which is you taking your painting and photographing. Um, and this one, you also made that, huh?
Mhm.
Is it just cardboard mostly?
It's just butcher paper and construction paper.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't last. It was just a very temporary cone.
Did you leave it there?
No, it fell. No, I took it with me to other places and then it fell apart.
Okay. And then I love this one, this photo. Really.
I'm pretty sure that one is either one that Samantha sent me or it's one that I took in the subway in New York. I can't remember.
It's New York subway cone. So if you were both there, I guess it could.
Oh, so it is a New York one. Okay, so no. Well, it could have been. She could have taken that too because she often visits New York. Yeah, no, I was thinking too, like the I love that you put detour the painting the photo of me holding up the cone painting in front of the sign that says detour. Um, yeah. Um,
So I guess um, I have another question for you, but I don't have to ask you a ton of questions. You can also invite me to show something if there's something I haven't shown. But
mm.
um, my question is like, what is your, do you have a plan or an idea of where the cones might go next? Like, do you plan to just keep the collection going, or do you feel like one day you might just end it and start a collection of something new? Um,
I don't think I have an end in sight yet.
yeah.
Um, I think what happens too is I get really I there are things that I'm trying to figure out in my own making, in my own like what's important, like kind of that, and so I keep coming back to it until I can understand it in a way, or have enough of a language to talk about it, and I don't think I have that yet for cones, as silly as that sounds. Um, so I like this idea of it being almost like this accidental collection that these things are all, you know, without assuming always in a way around. So it's a matter of me finding them or being able to notice them.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah.
I feel like I want to send you more, but now my goal is to find ones that aren't orange because so many of them are orange.
Oh, you want to find ones that are not orange?
Yeah. Yeah. So, you
Yeah.
know, I think that it'd be interesting to see it grow and become more diverse, I guess, in the shapes and sizes and colors because I think they're out there. They're less common. But as you have like as your collection gets bigger,
Yeah.
be like these different kinds of cones that could slowly kind of gain, I don't know, critical mass within the collection, you know? Like you have like, oh
Yes.
wow, I have like 25 cones now that are all not orange.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. No, and I like that too, like, because I like the kind of the stretchiness of what that implies.
Mhm.
Like, they're all cones and they all read the same way, even if they look different. Um, you know, and I like this idea of like the slowness of the collection, and the slowness that a cone might imply. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's awesome. I love every piece of how you've sent it to me. So thank you
Yeah.
for doing that.
I have another one right here.
Oh, nice. Is that different than it's not printed?
No, it's like the red one, but it's orange.
Okay.
And it's hilarious because I think when you asked me about like if it's going to end, the moment I printed out those 46 or photos, I keep taking photos and I keep people keep giving me photos. So even with me saying the collection's not, I don't again, I don't feel fully control of the collection, which is really nice. Like it because it's this like archive that is happening because not just of me, but of other people noticing and adding to it. Like this tiny cone here was given to me just last week. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you ever thought about putting it somewhere online? I mean, I know that I'm going to take this and put it online. So in a way it will exist in that rendition, but I mean more exclusive to it as an archive. Like have you thought about doing that at all in any capacity, or are you already doing that?
No, I haven't done it yet, but I think that's why I think that is something that could happen, but I don't know. I think partly I'm not doing it yet because I don't know how to explain fully what it like. I mean, I I'm trying right now, which um
But you're doing a good job. I think you don't need to explain every part of it.
yeah,
And even if you just gave it a simple description,
yeah,
that
yeah,
would be enough. You could do something like that where you had simple documentation of everything and it just was this series of photographs and it worked really nicely to sort of speak for itself in a way in that. But
yeah.
not to rush you into that. It doesn't need to be that now, but I think it could be very interesting in that capacity. And like those, what I was referencing was a book, so you could make a book too. But I like the idea of it being
Yeah.
easy to access in that as a digital work,
Yeah.
but maybe both. I don't know. Argument could be made either
No,
way.
and I think too, I mean, I think it might need to happen very soon because at this point I have like those 46 are not even like if I went on my phone and typed in traffic cone, I think I have over 100 photos
Oh, wow. Yeah,
of of cones.
yeah.
And then I have other like, and those are photos that people sent me and my own. So I think there's an I have that critical mass and I just need to let myself but yeah, put it out there in a way.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that this can put it out there a little bit. And maybe you'll get more coned.
I hope so.
Yeah. Because I guess you could also have somewhere else that people who don't know you as well could send you crumbs if you want to open up the floodgates.
Uh,
You know,
yeah, no, I mean, that's part of it too. Is like it's so it. I like it
you didn't
how
call for them.
no, but they just keep like I like how there's this kind of yeah, there's a critical mass out in the world, and it's like nice to have things come to me and like um accidentally getting them sent to me or like it's just nice. Yeah.
Okay, I guess I have one more question and then I'll stop asking you a question. And my last question for you is this a like did you buy this?
No, that was a gift.
This was a gift. Oh, that's what you said.
Yeah.
And did they tell you where they got it?
No, I don't think they did.
It
Yeah.
it reminds me, or I don't know if this is what it's for, but um, is it for, or do you know if it's for like putting in your car and then if you have a flat, that's what it's for. It's like a safety
Yeah.
travel. Okay, it's cool.
Yeah.
But I was like admiring the design of it, like how easy it
Yeah.
is, and it's pretty like durable.
Yeah.
It's made to be done quickly.
Yeah.
And
And I love too like this idea. Like I wanted the moment you had the call for it being an exhibition in your drawer. I was like, oh my God, this cone has to be part of it because it's like this idea of and like the same with the felt cone. Like it's this idea of it being flat and then you opening it up and being able to pull things out and like assemble or or unfurl it so it becomes it totally fills the space in a way that but then when you're done with it, it just flattens back out and goes away.
yeah, it's awesome. I'm gonna try to like turn the desk because it does they fit really nicely. It
Yeah,
like and all of the things like you can fold them down, but you can easily pull it out and it's like
the
pulled
flat
out.
file,
Yeah, like a flat file.
like a specimens box or something, like where you
Yeah,
can like
yes.
yes, yes,
So it
yeah.
kind of works like that, which is nice.
Oftentimes these really like things that you like are like there's like taxonomy of like these exotic or elaborate bugs like these really beautiful things. And I love this idea that this is a taxonomy of cones that oftentimes are like beat up or not beautiful or not meant to be these kind of arty things. Like, yeah, like this one I have here is like clearly aided on the road. So like it has that, it's not really a pristine or like an object that needs to be kept, but for some reason there's this part of that collection
How many clothes do you have around you right now?
around me right now. Well, like cone objects or also cone drawings.
I guess both, yeah.
Because I have right now, like you've seen, I like this little one. I have a larger one. Um, a friend who do I have him in here? Who does these cartoons of cats, made a bunch of stickers and gave me one, and so I have a cat in a cone. And then I've drawn more stickers of cones. And this is just my teaching notebook. So and then I have this cone that I sent earlier too.
What you sent me earlier.
Um, that has the word transformation, and then a drawing of either Griffin or Eamon did this drawing a long time ago,
That's
and
cute.
it's a skull, so I just integrated it into it. Yeah, I think that's all the cones I have on me right now. And I forgot one cone that I didn't show you.
Oh, okay. Show me.
It's really wild.
Oh, wow. That's a cone. I
Yeah,
wondered what that was behind you. Oh, that's so cool. Did you quilt? It's like a quilted cone.
it's a cone. Yes,
Fun.
it's quilted from plastic. So yeah,
Cool.
that's the last one.
I can't believe you almost forgot. Thank you. Deskhibitions are enabled by the following constraint. They must be imagined within the limitations of my desk drawer. I've been throwing around many ideas about what an exhibition inside my desk could become. I've been thinking about Fluxus kits, tiny treasures, curio boxes, traveling sales briefcases, library catalogs, recipes, prescriptions, medicine cabinets, spice drawers, prompts to be interpreted, plays to be enacted, models, miniatures, and more. Curious connections grow between what I've been thinking. I've been thinking about projects people I know or know of have done, thought, or are doing, namely Jorge Lucero's recent provocative series of texts to a virtual study group about John Cage's organ or ASAP, as slow as possible, wherein he, Jorge, suggested that we, the study group, are the word and made a direct etymological connection between what we are doing and the word organ or work or to do. I've been thinking about Jesse Malmed's call to send him drawings of your desk drawer. I've been thinking about Meg Duguid, Jorge's SAAC classmate, who carried around exhibitions in her purse. I've been thinking about Zach Tucker's pedagogical brochures. I've been thinking about who might not have time for homework, and I've been thinking about online homework. Not something original, not something unique. You and Q,